Hi guys, I was first.
Really?
I was doing that thing on YouTube where people
comment
people go first. Somebody put a comment and somebody has put first in Russia after it, and he's answered him going, "You weren't first, I was first."
I don't understand what the appeal is of being first.
They're the biggest loser because they're sitting there waiting for us,
Well, no,
waiting
people
for
do
us
get
of all things.
notifications. Like, you can turn on notifications, but I just don't understand it.
You
Personally,
don't understand
I don't
that.
understand it.
Well, while you gobble and you tell us what you've been doing your week, I'm going to make myself a drink because you've already got a drink.
What are you making?
Old fashions.
Oh, yummy. With my week, I worked from home last week because you were away, and I filmed my own rant for Inspire, which I haven't edited yet, but I filmed it, and that was meant to be a surprise for Peter, but I was going to tell him after I edited it, but I'm not very good at surprises. One of those people that I get someone a present, I'm like, I got you a present, but it's a surprise, can't tell you what it is, and then I end up
here
caving.
it is.
I'm really bad at that. So yeah, that should hopefully be edited soon. It shouldn't take me too long. And then, I had a fairly chill weekend. I just went to Jared's parents on Friday. I had a maid over on Saturday, but then he had a really upset stomach, so I had to drive him home. And
Do you food poisoning him? Maybe that's why I get food poisoning overseas.
no, it
It's
wasn't
you.
food poisoning. It was before we went to pick up dinner.
Killed it.
What's that?
Hemisi. Or Hemison, sorry. It's dead.
It's dead. Yeah, I just had a pretty quiet weekend.
Quiet weekend.
Yeah. And booked in to get another tattoo.
And booked in to get another tattoo before she's removed the one she doesn't like. That's dumb. You're supposed to remove the stuff you don't like before you start buying stuff that you will not like in 10 years.
I will definitely like it.
Oh, yes.
I will. But also the artist is just doing a guest spot. He's from South Korea, so when am I going to get a chance
So he couldn't make enough money over there, so he came here.
No, a lot of tattoo
A lot of twadoos.
a lot of tattoo artists do that. They do travel and do guest spots.
Why? Because they don't make enough money in their own country.
No.
Otherwise they wouldn't travel.
Is that why you travel?
Yes, no. Yeah, well, it is. The fashion industry is useless in Australia, but that's not why, because... Well, yeah, we couldn't... Although I don't want to do too many workshops anyway.
No, it's because it's... I don't know. Anyway.
No, I'm joking.
Oh, okay.
I'm just making up that... Does that make him an internationally what's the name?
Internationally published
tattoo artist?
I guess so. We were
guess
laughing
so?
about that the other day, weren't we? I think we've already spoken about that in a
we
podcast.
have.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see if it would work the same in the tattoo world.
It probably
Lots
does.
of piff.
Oh, you're not very good, are you?
I'm not very good. I hang
so much shit on poor bartenders.
Bartenders who don't get it right, and I did it right myself.
Yeah, Peter makes bartenders nervous wherever we go, and he orders an old fashioned and then tells them how fussy he is and then shows them a photo of his bar. You watch them all, we're like, oh.
But they always manage to find this stuff that's not in their bar normally. That's why I do it. They manage to find this stuff that's under the counter, and they appreciate that I appreciate nice stuff, and then they go, oh, well, look, I've got this under the counter. That's proper. No piff. Can't have piff. What the piff? Should be scared from this. Hope that's not too loud.
That's probably loud, but that's okay. People didn't mind the wind on the last one.
The wind?
Yeah.
No, they like the birds.
Birds.
We moved our birds.
We moved the treaty birds. But yeah, that's kind of been... I had lunch yesterday, which was nice. Although my nephew wants me to take him back there because they had an arcade and we were playing games together, and now he wants Arnie Beck to take him back there, so I told him I would. He said thank you.
Oh, so you're going to take another day off to take him back?
No, I'll take him on a weekend. Anyways, that's been my week. How was your week?
My week was terrible.
Why?
Well, last
Enlighten
minute...
everyone.
Well, enlighten everyone. Well, it's... Yeah, my mum's just getting to an age... Well, she's not coping. She has a big place up in Cairns, beautiful place. Nothing much like it, so it's very hard to find her something that she's going to like, which is any type of downsizing. But she's actually did us a favour and actually rang me up 2 or 3 times saying she really needs to, she's not coping, which was really good because what she did to her own mum was turn up and said, we're going to go on a holiday, and packed a case and then took her to a nursing home.
So horrible.
I've always threatened mum to do that to her, but I didn't. Anyway, so I had to go up there, and my sister and I had found a place that's tiny compared to where she's living. It's literally a bedroom with an ensuite. There's a hallway which has got like a semi-kitchen. It has a microwave oven and a fridge and a bench. And then there's a lounge room, and that's it. That's the entire place. And her place is massive.
Yeah. It has a pool and everything, doesn't it?
Swimming pool, big outside area. And I was really expecting her to kick up. It's just there was nothing else we could find. She's got 2 little dogs and nowhere else takes dogs. And it's not a nursing home, it's a retirement village. And as we walked in, I'm all ready for her to start going. She goes, oh, the gardens are lovely. And the more we walked in, the more she switched on to the place. So it ended up being really, really easy because Mum loved it, even though she loves her own house. She's realised that she's 84, I think, and yeah, she's starting to struggle with the balance and things like that. So, but anyway, but that was still a rush trip up to Cairns, ridiculous airfares.
Yeah.
$1,800 all up.
Right.
I used to do return for $500 before COVID.
It's just such a joke how
Every
much
seat was taken both ways.
Jesus.
So that's why they don't have enough planes. And it was sticky and humid up, horrible 33 and high humidity.
Sounds better than here.
No, it was horrible. I'd rather be here. But that was my airplanes running late, 2 hours or 3 hours late. So I get home in 2 a.m.
Don't talk about late aeroplanes, please.
For the future, when when Beck misses her tattoo because she was silly enough to bank it on the airplane landing on time from Bali and getting back to home and having a shower and getting there in this tiny little window, and we only need to be 1 hour late, and that stuff she planned up. If we're 2 hours late, which is nothing for an international flight.
Don't say this to
Well, I'm telling you, it's very normal.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Stop it.
You might just have to go straight from the airport to him.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Sweaty and stinking of Bali airport, and yeah, he's going to love you. He's going to make a mess of that tattoo. And it's on your back too. You won't even be able to see what he does. He's just going to go, no respect. He's going to write that across your back, just no respect.
Oh, God.
Although if I get, can I have his email address?
No.
I was going to get not a model tattooed on your back.
Oh, my God.
P.S. for the other person who asked, no, Becca's not my daughter. He asked on a podcast and he said we've been listening to us for a month now.
Yeah, no, I saw that.
So it
Maybe
means
they
he
missed
wasn't. All right, so just to, she's not my daughter, she's not my granddaughter. I'm not her son.
We're not a couple.
She's my, well, I won't say worker. I pay her. No, that sounds even worse. She's not a model. That's the best way to put it.
No, it's not. You're assisted. I assist you.
Like assisted death that's more like it.
Nasties.
Nasties. But we got home from the start of the week off. We got home from Fiji, and that was awesome. We had a lot of fun, and there's a few hangover people. Like Rara was all sad and hungover. I want to go back.
It's not a hangover.
Well, sort of.
Sort of.
It's the morning after.
It's called.
What's it called?
Post-holiday depression.
Post-holiday. So it was a holiday.
No, it's not a holiday.
So post-work depression. I've never heard of anyone have post-work depression.
It was more of a holiday for Rara.
For Rara.
Kind of.
Kind of. Why?
Well,
she modelled the same amount as you.
Yeah, no, but I had emails.
She filmed as much as.
I guess so. Yeah. True.
You spent more time in the bar than she did.
She doesn't drink.
That's what I mean. You spent more time in the bar. You spent more time in the pool than she did.
I don't think so.
I didn't see her in the pool.
I think she went in the pool.
She went in the ocean.
Oh.
Anyway. With the hammerheads.
Oh.
Anyway.
So What topics did you bring to the table?
Oh, so you're putting it on me, Vic?
No, I'm just asking.
No, I can bring... There was a couple. There's one, someone asked me about my preferred lens for in the studio and outside, right when I'm doing a tutorial on my preferred lens, which I haven't finished yet. But I think it's mainly talking about length. And I would say it really depends what I'm shooting. If I'm just doing portrait, I'm going to be sitting, say on a DSLR, somewhere between about the sort of 60 through to around about 80. That's would be my preferred. I'll drift out as high as 100 and down to 50. If I'm going to shoot fashion, I'd rather be sort of more like the 50 and 35. So it really does depend what I'm shooting to what my preferred lens is. But I know on the Hasselblad, I tend to use the 100 and the 80 a lot, which work out to about an 80 and about a 65. The Leica, I've been using the 75 a lot and the 50 a fair bit. So I'm still sitting in that sort of round. I got 90, which I use a little bit, but I'd still tend to jump on the 75 more.
Is there any reason for that, or?
No, it comes down. This is
just taste.
Just taste, and this is why it's really hard as a photographer. You always think you have to know what other photographers are doing, where it's just so much better just to pick up your camera and grab all your lenses and go out and shoot a portrait. Then look at the pictures later and say, which is the lenses really telling me the story or talking to me, like what I did with you up in Linda, which I'm editing right now. And I'm still struggling a bit. I just, when we're in Fiji, I played around a couple of times with a couple of different lenses, and I think I've convinced myself to what I like the best for different occasions. So the Noc Deluxe for low light or really, really ugly backlight, but then I'm really liking the Summilux 50 or the Summilux 75 for all my portraity work. But I did pull out, I didn't pull out a 35 once. So I didn't use a 35 at all, I used a 90 a little bit. And I didn't even take out the 21. Didn't take it with me.
I'm surprised I didn't force you to make me look lanky. The
other thing is I always overpack. So this time I decided, I'm going to be really careful, not overpack. And then I
forgot half the things.
Well, didn't forget. I should have packed. I didn't even think about the ND filters for the
You didn't think about your little blowy thing?
I didn't think that was
especially with sand everywhere.
No, so I normally bring my other bag with all my camera bits, and there's a blowy thing in it. So I don't need that bag and didn't bring it. Didn't bring me hat.
Oh, I know. I wanted to shoot in the hat as well.
Oh, well, that'll give an excuse for us to go again.
Okay. Well, and it's annoying because I was going to remind you to bring your hat.
And then I was like, you didn't do your job.
Well, then because I figured, I was like, you take it everywhere with you. So I was like, I don't need to remind you.
You tell everybody their birthday presents before they get them. You could have told me to... I'm not understanding. My old fashion's really nice.
Really?
Yeah, really. I haven't had one for a while.
Well, that's nice. Glad. I'm happy.
Better than most of the ones we've had. I think it's better than anything I had in... Yeah, I don't think I had one in New York, though. And sorry, in America that I liked. They were always too sweet.
I don't know why you order them out, because you always complain about them.
No, every now and then I get a good one. Come on. You've been there when I've had a good one.
That's like my rule of I don't order burgers out anymore because I'm sick of being disappointed. Unless I know somewhere's good, like Easy's in Melbourne, the place that's in Collingwood, and they've got like a tram on top of the building, and you sit in it's like they've converted the tram into like the restaurant. You sit in the tram on the little tram seats and eat. It's really cute. They do amazing smash burgers, and I know they're amazing, so I will go to Easy's and get a burger. But everywhere else, I just don't bother anymore.
You know, I'm starting to get over a few different things that everyone makes badly.
Yeah, I don't bother anymore.
I find, and because I took Mum out just to local pubs and that type of thing, clubs, for 2 nights, and good old fish and chips worked a treat both days.
Oh yeah.
It's always a safety in a pub in Australia.
You always get from the beer
battered fish and chips.
It's always safe. Yeah. I was going to get that yesterday. I got salt and pepper calamari instead.
That's normally a safe, but every now Mum got salt and pepper calamari. It was like really fatty, thick batter. It was
Oh
horrible.
no, mine was like just that light kind of
dusting.
Yeah, mine was good yesterday.
Yeah, salt and pepper calamari does. We always end up talking about food.
Well, we like food. What can't help it.
You can't help it.
Can't help it. What else? How did we get onto food when we were talking about lenses?
Lenses.
How did we do that?
Because we got onto old fashions, and then that was my thing. And then there was you got onto the. It was you who took us to burgers. I stayed on alcohol. You went burgers.
Oh, sorry.
Straight up and down burgers.
Excellent.
But the thing with the food is, I know in certain countries there's certain things that I'm going to order. So Milan, I'm not going to order a fried chicken.
Oh, yeah. Duh.
Right? Duh. And I think in America, I'm not going to order pizzas.
Yeah, we struggled to find good pizza.
Although
New York pizza.
It's not the same.
I love New York pizza.
Yeah, but it's not. It's like a soggy, floppy thing that you have to
Ray's
drink.
is nice and firm on. It's nice.
Oh, that's because you've got a thing with Ray's, son.
I don't.
And yeah, it's only because you get to drink beer.
No, it's not. I like the bottom's nice and crisp. It's good.
It's good.
Anyway.
So I will order. Not anymore. Did I get poisoned by that?
Octopus?
Yes, I did. Or was that a smoke place? Oh yeah, it was at Blues Bar.
Yes.
Yeah, so
chickens.
Maybe I don't even order
fried chicken anymore.
I won't order barbecue food in London anymore. Although the one near where we stay is always really nice.
Smokestack.
Yeah, Smokestack is a really good one.
I'll leave links to
we're
these
on
places.
food again.
Sorry. Well, back to photography. I had a question of. I was asked a little while ago, but I thought it'd be kind of cool, or maybe interesting to bring it up. Of how do you deal with asymmetrical faces and stuff?
It's called Photoshop and Liquify. No, I'm joking. Well, I can't, just in case the model's listening to me, I had a model many years ago that was I can't even go too far in case she is listening. Anyway, with headshots, you can nearly watch her nose and mouth move to one side of her face. It moved. So whenever she was uncomfortable, the muscles on one side of the face would pull it. Yeah. And she was a little bit asymmetrical to start with. But then a lot of it was once she started to feel good about headshots. It took a while because she was more body length model. She was so much better, and she didn't care. Her face didn't bother her. But it's once she came in close with the camera,
she felt the pressure.
Felt the pressure on, and her face changed. But then the last, I'd say 6-7 times I shot with her, fine doing close-ups, and that didn't happen. She was much more comfortable with her face. If it's really asymmetrical, just shoot work onto one half. So don't shoot dead straight on. That's all I do is just find their favourite side and work their favourite side.
Which I was going to bring up favourite sides in that as well, because I feel like everyone's faces are a little bit asymmetrical in the sense that one side's feminine, one side's masculine. I feel like I've got two different faces.
Yeah, you're very two-faced. What you see and what you hear is one face. You should, when the cameras and that go off, oh my God. Anyway.
Well, I prefer this side of my face because I've got a round face.
Yeah, we had the couple, Bella in LA, she has a fashion face and a beauty face. So definitely go to her masculine side, just so you know that predominantly, especially with women, the right side of their face is masculine, left side of the face is feminine. So if they've got a longish face, they want to round it off, so they're going to prefer their left. And if they've got a round face like somebody I know, they're going to prefer the right side of their face to try and get some cheek and jaw cut.
Yes, I don't like this side.
So Bella in LA definitely used what she had. So when she was doing fashion, she wanted that chiseled jaw, that edgy look. But when she wanted pretty, she'd come around the other side and work on, because her face was pretty neutral. And because she loves the camera doesn't affect her face at all.
Yeah.
Some people get a preferred side of the face because they might end up with very round faces, because when they're uncomfortable with the camera, that's what their face does. So their face might not normally be very round, so they're going to prefer their masculine. But in real life, you can get them relaxed. They might be better off on their feminine. So, it's.
I think my face is always round, though, isn't it? It goes round when I'm uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, the more uncomfortable you get, your jowls come out and you actually go oval the other way. What's that cartoon character with the oval head?
Hey Arnold.
Oh yeah, Hey Arnold, yeah.
Football head.
Football head. You get a Hey Arnold head.
Oh, thank you. Great.
But a lot of that, anybody who's been on my workshops, so I do a little bit on YouTube and a bit more on Inspire about that. I think maybe I need to do it again in a tutorial. Just go through how I look at a face, and the first thing I'm looking at is I'm trying to make the person uncomfortable so I can see their uncomfortable muscles and see what their face looks like uncomfortable. Then I try and maybe talk about their dog or something that's going to be relaxed so I can see what their face really should be looking like. So while I'm shooting, we go, no, it's uncomfortable, so I need to do more work and get them comfortable before I start getting serious about shooting.
Did you move back, by the way?
No, I can't move anywhere. You've locked me into this corner. I can sit up there if you really want me to.
No, I didn't know if it was still focused on your glasses.
It's asymmetrical.
Oh no, I think it's still focused. I can see.
If I move in and out, is that messing it up?
I don't know. Can't see that far.
Can't see that far.
Anyway, sorry. I just didn't know if you'd stepped back.
No, I hadn't stepped back.
Okay.
So that was the end of your questions.
No.
That's right.
I had another one, I think. I can't
You
remember.
had another one. Well, I did have... Oh, all right.
No, but it doesn't flow on, so I don't know if you'd finished talking about faces.
Pretty much. There's a really, really cool book. I can't remember what it was called, but it was predominantly people that you would say were very unattractive. And they took the most beautiful pictures of these people. So beauty's on the inside. So I don't care how many freckles someone's got, how asymmetrical are. If you can bring that beauty out on the inside, they're going to look beautiful. Seriously, it's that simple. And you know, when you see a Karen, you can see the ugliness on the inside. Sorry, all the people who are Karens who aren't Karens. In Australia, it's it's Australian.
It's worldwide.
Is it worldwide?
Yeah. After
you sure?
Yes.
I've never heard of a Chinese person called Karen.
No, the term is a worldwide term.
For a Karen?
Yes.
But what happens if their name's not Karen?
It doesn't matter. And then most of the time they're not.
So there could be an Eskimo Karen.
Probably. Yeah, there was I saw some figure that, like, because once the term got coined of Karen, I can't remember what year it was, maybe 2019 or something, there was 0 babies named Karen in Canada that were born in that year.
For some reason, I thought it was an Australian thing.
No, God, no.
It's worldwide. We stole it from... So America stole it from Canada.
No,
and
America
when
probably
we stole
started it, I think.
any money, someone like New Zealand or Canada started it, and either Australia or America stole it, then the rest of the world said, oh, we're going to follow them.
No, I don't think so.
You don't?
My followers...
Please, Canadians, can you jump on the band? I bet you. So Canada is like New Zealand is to Australia. Canada, yeah. So lots of really, really good stuff in America came from Canada. Same in Australia. Some of the best bands and actors have come from New Zealand. So Russell Crowe, Split Enz, what are they called, Crowded House.
Hey, I thought they were Australian.
See, there you go. No, there's a lot of, I can't remember them now, but there is a lot of, for a tiny little country, there's something about the sheep. Breeding with sheep must do something.
I find it weird that they call Eskies chili bins.
Well, it keeps things chilly.
It's just a funny name. Chili bin.
Well, I think Eskies are only called Eskies in Australia because there's a brand called Esky.
Yeah, I know.
It's like people who, like Shree, I'm going to hoover the floor. No, you're going to vacuum the floor, but you might use a hoover.
For those who don't know what we're talking, in America, it's a cooler.
A cooler.
That's what they call. We call
Eskies.
Eskies.
They're not for chili bins.
Chili bins. It's so funny. It's so cute.
What keeps things chilly?
I know, it's just cute.
What do Queenslanders call them?
An Esky, mate.
You sure?
They say it real awkward.
Wouldn't they call it Eskimo?
No.
Don't they have like Jono and Giorgio and Tomo? Don't they have O on every...
Isn't that just everywhere in Australia?
Oh, is that an Australian thing? Bottle-O, yeah.
Servo.
Well, up far north Queensland, it'd be Esky butt.
Oh yeah, because they put butt
They always
on
put butt on the end of everything.
Yes.
Yes. Anyway, that's our geography experiment for today.
Lesson in how to speak Australian.
How to speak Australian.
We don't say put another shrimp on the barbie, by the way.
No. Never.
We don't.
When was the last time you put a shrimp on the barbie?
I put skewered prawns on the barbecue.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. If shrimps in Australia are like this thing that's about that long and come in a can.
Yeah.
And they sprinkle them on pizza sometimes.
Oh, is that what shrimps are?
That's what a shrimp is in Australia.
Right, okay.
Then we have prawns, and they started here. Remember the discussion in thing? They grow up to the size of a full banana. I'm going to get, at Christmas time, I'm going to get you a couple of banana prawns and drop them off the day before Christmas. I'll just put them in your letterbox so you can have some smelly banana prawns.
Put him in number 7. No, actually, don't. He doesn't deserve them.
Well, he'd eat them anyway. Grumpy. Anyway, upsetting your neighbours. You shouldn't do that.
I didn't mean to.
You didn't mean... You've had to say you didn't. Was this one where you partied all night and kept him awake?
Yeah,
and you're running up and down the street screaming.
I wasn't running up and down the street screaming.
You threw up on his car.
And then first of all, he complained to Body Corp because he saw 2 young people living there and assumed we must be renting. So he complained to Body Corp in hopes of us getting like a warning, like trying to get us evicted or something. It was a bit funny when we got the email from Body Corp and they're like, can the tenants please be reminded? And I was like, I am the tenant. I am the owner and the tenant. Thank you very much.
You look like renters.
We don't look like renters.
Well, he obviously thought you were a renter.
Well, he's obviously grumpy and has nothing to do with his life.
He just didn't think you could afford to have
I know. I was like, I actually own this place.
Did you go and knock on his door and say, there's the keys to my house?
I handwrote him a little letter.
Did you show him your BMW, which is not yours?
I think he's seen it. He saw me this morning when I had to go back because I forgot my laptop. And then he complained again and then had a go at Jared in person.
Good.
And Jared arced up back at him. Well, he didn't arc up back at him, but Jared stood his ground.
Jared wouldn't know how to arc up.
He stood his ground. He was firm.
He was firm.
He can be firm.
He can be firm. Yeah, I'm sure. We won't go there and you just keep that stuff to yourself. It's novel that the neighbour makes him firm. Maybe you've got something to worry about. This really worries me a little bit. So maybe that's what the neighbour's got the problem with. You're there. Maybe he wants you off the scene.
Oh my God, I should really think before I speak.
That's never going to happen.
I know it's not.
It's just a thing of thinking. It doesn't tend to happen very much.
Word vomit.
Except for, I think I need a wine.
Always.
We're getting off the discussion the way you wanted it to head. We're not going down that way.
I didn't want it to. You're the one who made it like that. Anyways.
We have a really nice follower. I think it's Istanbul? No. Turkey. HM.
MH.
Yeah. Well, he asked a question on Volley. So Volley is just this thing we have attached to Inspire, which allows people to sort of... It's sort of like talk to us live, but it's not live. It's a delayed
video
live.
Messaging.
Video messaging type thing. But
it's not live, it's video messaging.
I was live when I got on there and they were live when they got on it.
That doesn't mean live.
If we were dead, we wouldn't be able to do it.
That's not what live means.
We were alive.
That's not what live means.
I'm taking it that way. But you could, all right, so YouTube allows you to put something up as if it's live, but it's not live.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Preview, it's called.
Preview.
Yep, you have a look. If you click on preview, it goes up to the world as if it's live and the chat comes up next to it. It's a pre-recorded.
Don't you mean premiere?
Oh, it could be premiere, same thing, starts with P.
They're very different words.
It starts with P. It doesn't really matter. Your surname starts with P, but it could be anything.
I don't want my surname out there, thank you very much.
Pause.
Yes, that'll do.
Oh my God. Anyway, you've lost my...
You were talking about he asked on Volley and then you were explaining Volley.
So he wanted to know when, how, why I change my style. Mm-hmm. Or when should you? Or why should you?
That's a good question.
It is a good question, but it shouldn't be a question.
Why?
Your style should be what you love. So as you change, as you
As
grow,
it should just grow
it just
with you.
changes with
Yeah.
you as you find new influences in your life or new things that mean something to you. If you're an artist, if you look at all artists, you can see in bands, you see their progression through their sounds from their very first best albums ever to their last worst albums ever.
Yeah.
Even your favourite bands, you just see every album gets worse, doesn't it?
No, Bring Me is getting better, better, better.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the other one you listened to? It sounded like Bay City Rollers or British pop.
Youngblood.
Youngblood. Yeah, worse.
No, it wasn't the whole album. It was just a few songs on it. The rest of the album's pretty fire.
He's on his way to there though.
No, he's not.
So he's already, so you're listening to Bay City Rollers. He's going to be there. He'll be wearing tartans soon.
He already does.
There you go. He's a Bay City roller.
He's a British punk.
Bay City Rollers weren't punk.
He is.
He is.
I wear tartan. I love tartan.
Oh, so you like Bay City Rollers too?
No, I don't know who they are.
Anyway, you keep changing my subject. Next
No,
we're
I didn't.
talking
You
about
asked me
food
a
again.
question and I answered it.
So, with that said, I sort of quickly had a look through my stuff, and yeah, I can see some progressions, but it's just more to things like the halo came in due to focus, and I was able to do it, and I started to realise this is just like large format film over contrast in the dark room, and really liked that look. And I still do use that a fair bit. I have always loved film and grain, especially since I've got the Leica. Grain, I drifted some grain in many years ago with the Hasselblad when I shot some film on an 18% grey wall and then scanned it, and I could overlay it onto my thing, so I got real proper grain overlaid on my picture. And I enjoyed doing it. It was a bit of a muck around, but I still enjoyed it. But now Lightroom, and I've got my own grey little action, a grain action that I've made. Between those two, I'm liking pictures that, I don't know, I've found that pictures that are nearly there, but for some reason they're not talking to me, I drop that bit of grain over them, all of a sudden, now that talks to me. So I've started doing that a little bit more. We did stuff on YouTube and the rock one that went up onto Inspire yesterday.
Rock one?
Yeah, Rah Rah Rockstar.
Oh, yep.
There's grain, I put grain on them even when I was capturing them, and it really added to that mood. We had that picture of Robert Plant on the screen. As soon as I dropped a bit of grain on it, just felt like that rockstar stage picture.
From back in your day.
Back in my day. He's still alive, so he's not, at least he's not bringing out any shitty albums. The band didn't do any more albums after their drummer died.
Oh, it's R.I.P.
Well, they might have, but I haven't heard about them. Oh. So that's it, you're dead.
No.
No.
No, I was going to bring up a question that we get asked quite a lot, which is pricing. People constantly asking about pricing, and they're asking what they should be pricing, like how much they should be charging for photo shoots and retouching and stuff like that. And I guess it's such a hard question because it depends on your overheads, and it depends on your skill level, and it depends on all of that stuff. Like how much you think your time is. It depends on your
customer. Every customer wants it cheaper.
Yeah.
No other customer goes, oh no, you're too cheap. Although I said that the other day in Fiji.
What?
Well, when we're rushing to check out, you're sort of rushing me to check out, but she was
We
scared
had
we'd
to
go.
get pick up.
Yeah, but we missed a plane. We're going to spend another week there. You're a bit silly. But anyway,
So scared about planes now.
But anyway, I quickly rushed into, they have a sort of gifty shop thing there, and to get another Hawaiian shirt, but they've got a Fiji one. And the first thing I did was look at the tag and said, made in Fiji.
Yeah.
And I said, oh cool, I don't care what they charge for this.
Yeah. I
And
think
she
it was
said-
like $15.
Well, she said, when I took it up, she goes, oh, we've got 2 for 1, we've got a 20% off you buy 2 deal. I said, no, I only want the one shirt, that's cool, I don't mind. Then it cost me like $15 Australia, and I thought, this in Australia would have had made in China on it, and it would have sold for over 100. So this, I said to her, you got to put your price up. This is really good quality, feels really good, and it was way too cheap. But when it comes to pricing, I normally I do still do mentor sessions with some people, and normally more business mentoring than I do, even though I'm not a very good businessman. What are you pointing at?
Wine, please.
Yeah, that's wine. That's there.
Could I please have it?
Can you please have it?
Ta.
I'm normally, I will not critique people's photos. I won't tell them what to do in their photography because you really, unless they're going to be a cookie cutter or a photocopier. If someone says, I just want to make $1 million out of photography, I don't care about the quality of the pictures, I don't care about anything. I can help them cookie cut. So it's not about their personal style or that, it's just about a simple formula to take really clean, nice photos that people spend way too much money on. Stop shaving my bar mat.
You were doing it.
So with the pricing, it really, if you're going to start making jam and bottling jam, and you put a little stand out the front, and you sit there with a little paper sign
Like
cut
jam
out
you put on
toast or bread or that. Or if you're going to do lemonade, like a lemonade sid when you're a can.
What about toe jam?
Toe jam, no, people don't like putting toe jam on toast. It might start with tea, but they're not, although you might like toe jam on toast.
I don't like toe jam.
Yes, well, you keep wrecking my flow. It's hard enough as it is for my brain normally.
Sorry. I'm trying.
Sorry.
I'll stop being so funny then.
Stop being trying funny. All right.
If you're going to make jam and you set out the front with a little stall.
So you look at the little kids and you'll see that one kid's there with 50 cents a glass, and the kid down the road goes, I'm going to go 45 cents. Rather than go, mine tastes better than his, so I'm going to go 55 cents. So it's starting to make sense.
It already did. I'm
What?
starting to. I knew where you were going with it.
With the toe jam.
No.
So with that, you need to decide the market you're aiming at. You want to be a bottom feeder. You're going to undercut everybody, but then find ways to cut your costs to get there. Do you want to be just sit in the middle, supply good service, but you are scared to shoot for the high end because you either don't have confidence in yourself or confidence in supplying the quality of product for what they're paying for, i.e. there's a lot of photographers out there that'd be very, very scared to charge $3,000 or $5,000 a day. Whereas, do you see me blink when I say a price? No. And that's the difference. I'm fully confident that I can deliver on a price that I'm saying. If I'm not confident, I will actually talk to the client about it. I'll say, hey, look, this might be a little bit out of my zone or my safety area. Why don't we work with it? So are you happy to pay this? And then we can charge per image, or we'll have some other thing that if it all works fine, that I can charge a little bit more. If it doesn't work fine, but they're still happy with the product, they got a discounted price. Yeah. But most of the time, I know what my overheads are. It's called Bec, and I just know I need to cover my overheads. So Bec's seen how I set up the finances in my business. Like whenever we're traveling, I'm always wanting a mud maps. I'm always saying, well, even workshops coming up, how much money have we taken in on that? How much do we need to take in to break even? What are our outcomes? All those types of things. I need those. And even when we're setting up workshops, we have a figure, which is our break even figure. And there's so many people that need to be there to break even. And the first thing I'm worried about is once we get to break even, then the next thing is break even is just the cost involved. It's not the cost of my business. Yeah. So then there's next level, which is, which means net, which means my wages, Bec wages, our overheads and all that have been charged. We're not losing money on the event for the event cost, but we're not making any, it's like we didn't even work that day. Yeah. Next figure is like we'd worked a normal day. Then the final figure is, oh, that was worth doing. Yeah.
Which is why I guess when we travel to do workshops as well, like overseas workshops are considerably more expensive than the ones we run in Australia, but that's because our cost involved to get there is really expensive. Like we've got to
get there, and then we've got to pay for accommodation,
and we've got to pay for the studio.
I can't make my own pizzas. I've got to pay ridiculous amounts for really bad old fashions.
Yes, we've got to live in another country for a week and hire everything and hire the models and all. Which I mean, we've got to hire models anyways here, but there's all these extra things that we have to pay for to be able to travel. So that's why the overseas ones are. Well, but this is one of the things that we look at before we go. Is we've got to make a mud map, as Peter calls them, and it's like the budget and work out, like, look at previous trips, work out how much it costs us a day to live with food and Ubers and accommodation and that, and then look at studio hire, and then base it off how many people are going to come, and then work out a price based on that.
So I didn't explain myself properly when Bec started working with me, so I thought my previous assistant might have covered it better.
No.
But it took like 4 years till I actually realised that Bec didn't understand what I was actually trying to do with a mud map. And it's what I do with my whole business. And with everything else, as I've always been in charge of, but with the workshops and travelling and things like that, because they're doing all the arranging, the booking of accommodation and studios and all that thing, they've got the finger on the pulse of what things are costing. So now Bec can see the benefits of mud map as we can say, right, we're going to do some filming in Bali for 4 days. Bec knows, well, according to our mud map, it costs this much a day to live. So that's accommodation, Ubers, food, everything. Mm-hmm. So every single day it costs us this much per person, or per the two of us. Because although we just do it by person, don't we? Because if we're in Airbnbs, we always get 2 rooms, but if we're in hotels, we don't always get that. It's very hard to find 2-room hotels, so we tend to have 2 separate hotels. So we just put a per person figure, haven't we?
I think so.
Oh, that blank expression on your face is getting me to worry. No, it's not.
No, I don't think I do. No, I think
we did.
No, I think it's combined.
Is it?
Yeah. Because when I was looking at like food, I don't divide the food bill into.
Oh yeah, I suppose so.
I just look at the total.
I think you've allowed, on our last trip, which we used service apartments and things like that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. And so that was for the both of us per day, is what I worked out.
So that's to the extent we go with costing. So with people asking me how to price their product, I can't.
Oh, we don't know what your overheads are.
I don't know what your overheads are. I don't know what your clientele are. I don't know if you're selling Hyundais or Porsches. So it's really, really hard. And if you don't know where you sit, it's even harder, because you are never going to believe the price that comes out of your face. So the client's going to see your body language as he's not sure on this price.
Yeah.
It's even more when someone goes, like 2,000, and before they've given you a chance, but I can do it for you for 18. But before the client's even reacted, the amount of people I say that, whereas I've had many a time someone goes, oh, well, such and such down the road is like half your price. And I go, well, go see him, because you're paying for his photography, you're paying for his overheads, and what he does, you've asked for me, but that's what I do. Yeah. And I've got other friends who are driving Lamborghinis out of photography, but they're just this upsell. Everything's added on afterwards, and they can make 4 times the hourly rate on the after fact. And that's how they make their money. And I think we spoke about this before, about the shoot and burners, where they shoot and then they shoot the shoot and then burn the customer for as much money as they get out of, because they reckon there's enough people in the world that you don't need referrals. You just get all new customers, and you can make better money than use referrals and not make that sort of money they make.
Well, even I'm guilty of asking pricing from when I started to do a few more shoots and stuff, and I didn't know what to put my rate as. So I contacted Anne and was like, well, I haven't been modelling, I haven't modelled in a few years, so I'm a bit out of the game. Do you mind me asking, how much do you charge? But at the same time, I went to Anne because I felt comfortable asking her, and I felt she'd be comfortable telling me, but she's so different to what I do. So she tells me her rate, but she's also doing nude, which is going to be charged a higher rate than... Yeah,
but see, I disagree with that. You hardly ever shoot. She shoots all the time, so you should be more expensive. The lucky people who get to shoot you should pay more, whereas everybody in Australia can shoot Anne. And just because nude or unnude, the girls who are art nude models, they're 100% comfortable as if you're comfortable in whatever you're comfortable in.
Yeah.
So you're not you do some lingerie, but not other lingerie.
Yeah.
So some lingerie you're going to be comfortable with, other lingerie you're not going to be comfortable
I'm just not going to do. I'm not going to do see-through straight up.
Yeah, but you see what I mean?
Yeah.
But she's 100% comfortable in what she's doing.
I guess.
And even when I go through all the models I know that charge out, they all have similar but different rates. And some of the models will be in, I'd say model like you, so you don't come out of your closet very often to do a shoot.
Well,
Right, so it has to be worth it for you to do it.
Yes.
It's got to be well and truly worth it for you to do it.
Well, mostly because I work full time. The only time I've got free to do shoots is on the weekend. But on the weekend, I've normally got an event or something to go to. So it really
Or
leaves.
sleep. There's a thing called bed. You've got to compete with her bed just to get her out of bed. It's like Naomi Campbell. It's $10,000 before I even get out of bed.
I just remembered I forgot to water my plants. So I can water them tonight. Hopefully they're still alive. Anyways,
Well, haven't you watered them for how long?
I watered them when we got back from Fiji.
They'll live one day without water.
Yeah, I know.
They're not like budgies.
I know. Sorry, that's
but-
probably making a lot of noise flicking on my little gem.
Yeah, the microphone, yeah. Well
Sorry.
But anybody who might be thinking of booking is going to hate me now, but you're equivalent to high-end models, so you shouldn't be anything less than $250 an hour for non-commercial work.
But you see, I wouldn't feel comfortable.
Why?
I don't know, I just wouldn't. I don't think myself as that good.
So you've got to look at it as things that are rare. It doesn't have to be good to be rare. Well, one of the most expensive wines in the world, I guarantee if you own it, it's going to taste like crap. Right? You follow?
Yes, I don't know.
Yeah, you're looking at it wrong. I still think very, very few people get to shoot you,
Yeah.
and it's not something you love doing, so it has to be worth your while.
I do love doing it.
No, I mean turning up to shoots with people you don't know who are paying you money. It's not. You normally pick the photographer you want to work with.
Yes.
There's a big difference.
Yes.
So working with the last person who was supposed to pay you, that wasn't comfortable, was it?
Not overly.
No, see what I'm calling it? So that needs to pay you very good money.
Yeah, true. Okay.
Put this way, you're more comfortable in shark-infested, wind-blowing, dirty water with jellyfish and crabs in Fiji than you were with him.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
I've got pictures of you a fair way in the water.
Look at me go, conquering my fears. Anyways.
After flying cattle class.
Oh, we have to do it again in 15 days. Not like I'm counting until we go away next.
Oh my God.
Is that how you say
Going
it?
away to Bali. So you've jumped off the uncomfortable subject of how much you're going to charge someone to, we're going on holidays again.
Yes.
Yes. You made our itinerary. We got a day off.
Yeah.
So we're not just doing Bec run around like a stupid idiot.
No, I've got like 2 full days of just like chilling.
Chilling.
So you can
Dylan.
do whatever. Me and Jared will probably run around like stupid idiots because we found a few cool bars we want to check out.
I love bars. So, you want to go on your own? All right.
Well, I told you I told you I was making the itinerary, and then you're the one who turned around and said we can just stay at the resort.
Just one day. I thought one day is a rest day.
Well,
I didn't mean every day. Just meant one day where you could sleep in because I know what you're like.
Yeah, I've organised.
And chill. We can still go out in the evening,
Yeah,
but
I'll show you the itinerary
show me.
after.
Can we publish it so anybody in Bali can find you?
No, I'm on holidays.
On holidays.
I'm going to get a massage.
Yeah.
It's going to be nice.
Novel.
What? It fell off last night.
She got stick-ons and 3 of them have already fallen off.
Yeah, because they're just little glue ones. They're not proper ones.
Not propers.
I felt like I've got replacement ones at home, so I can glue them back on. I just don't have black nail polish at home.
You don't have black nail polish. It sounds sacrilege.
Well, I don't know.
You emo goth you.
Yeah, but I pay to get my nails done. I
pay to get my nails done until she gets pregnant and has a baby and then refuses to do them again.
Oh, I'm so sad. I have to find someone new.
If no.
Although it might be good to save some money. Anyway,
to pay for your European tour.
and my tattoo's free.
You
My tax return.
from 3 years ago. In fact, if you'd taken it out when you first were entitled to it and then put it in the bank, you would have had a lot more money by now.
I would have spent it by now.
If you put it onto Bitcoin, in fact, 3 years ago, if you'd put it onto Bitcoin, you'd most likely have $20,000 or $30,000.
Don't bring up Bitcoin because now everyone in the comments is going to start talking about crypto and nothing makes me cringe more than people talking about crypto.
So not a model, not a crypto.
Oh, no, stop it. I don't know. It just seems... I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm not even entertaining it.
The Rogans
brought
someone on there and he played some financial guru's description of the crypto, and it was so clever. He was very, very, very high end in the financial area, but the way he just explained crypto, I could never re-explain it. But it was basically saying everyone's chasing over these things that are worth nothing, trying to make them worth something so they'll make their investment go up. But in the end of the day, they're nothing.
Pyramid scheme.
No, isn't it NFTs?
Oh yeah, NFTs is a pyramid scheme.
The crypto's in trouble. There's some, I don't know enough about it, but I heard there's some big crash because one of the cryptocurrency mob, which is stealing all the billions of dollars. He was like a 30-year-old living as a multi-billionaire buying whatever he wanted, but with other people's money or with other people's cryptos. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't care to know.
I don't anything understand. That's too good to be true is normally
is. To be true. I don't know. It's just...
So I do know some people that made $1 trillion, but I also know people that made $1 trillion out of getting in very early with Apple, getting in very early with Facebook, getting in very early with Instagram, Uber. The people invested in the early days of Uber, like 100,000 or 10,000 is their thing, but there's a million things that don't work. Like Vero. No, I'm not going there. Anyway, not on Vero anymore, but I think I've said that. But I'm back on Tumblr. Just to get a warning straight away. Mm-hmm. And you're supposed to put, community guideline sticker or something.
Something like that.
But
and then
you go to put it on and it's not there.
It's not there. There's no way to add it.
You go to their help and it shows you where it would be.
It's not there.
You go there and it's not there. So
I've emailed them. Who else? Did you need me to send another? Did you need me to Karen at someone else today?
Yeah, it's another Karen I'll get you to do.
I'll be a Karen.
A Karen.
Pretend to be you. It's funny. I don't mind when I have to complain to people and I'm pretending to be you because I can be rude, but it doesn't come back on me.
You be rude under my name.
I'm not rude. I'm just stern.
That's why I answer some emails under your name.
I know, and you don't type like how I would type, and you answer it all blunt, and I'm like, I would not talk like that.
Didn't you like Kathy's return?
No,
email?
I would never.
What dates are you available? So I just put the dates in there.
I
don't know. Go, hi, honey, how are you?
That's what I would do.
Yeah, well, that's like, every finger, that's like time and money. Each click costs money.
But now she probably thinks I don't like her anymore because I'm normally really
She wants to book you for modelling.
Yeah, I know. Nice little Christmas
top. You're going to do $250 an hour for her?
No.
No, see?
Well, I can't
you
put my
belittled
prices up.
yourself.
When have you put your prices up for them?
For them?
Yeah.
I had an agreement with them and I was stuck by the agreements.
Well, I was sticking by my agreements of my rate.
What agreements?
Whatever they've been paying me.
Whatever they've been paying me. Just pay me whatever you've been paying me, I suppose. But I would have thought wearing crochet hats and scarves.
It's fun.
It's fun. It's fun. Can we video it?
No.
I really love to show everyone Bec doing e-commerce. Come on. I think everybody out there would love to see Bec wearing knitted clothing and beanies and scarves. And doing her Macarena e-commerce.
And I have to have a little smile on my face.
You have to have it's very rare. You never smile when I lift a camera.
I know.
Yeah, so if there's enough people in comments, we'll just make it happen. In fact, if everyone donates $1, we just need 250 people and you've got to do it for 1 hour. Deal? Then you can put towards your European trip.
Oh, God. My tattoo. No, that's already free. It's already covered.
It's not free.
It's free.
It's your uninvested money that the government's been holding on your behalf because you're too lazy.
Free money from the government. And then I didn't go out on the weekend, so I saved extra money. And then I've still got another 3 tax returns to do once my income statement's ready, which I never received a reply from.
Oh, you did that email finally?
Yeah. But yeah, I know. It was funny when I finally did my tax return from like 2018-19, and I was like, wow, I'm getting all this money. Jared's like, yes, that's why I don't understand why you don't do this every year. Why do
Well, I
you?
would have thrown it back in his face. Doesn't he do it for you?
Yes.
Well, why didn't you say, well, you should be doing it for me?
No, he does his own, and then I'm like, oh, can you do
What
mine?
does your neighbour make Jared?
My neighbour?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You said your neighbour made Jared's stiff? No, what's it? Firm? Firm?
You didn't make him firm.
So maybe if you made Jared firm, he'll do your tax returns. Oh my God.
He does his, and then I tell him to do mine for me. And
Well, you weren't firm about it. You need to be
oh my
more
God,
firm.
I really wish I didn't say that word.
It's got to come back not a firm model.
FML.
FML. Firm. M. Firm mother. You started it.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You foot and mouthed it. You've got to live with the consequences. You make me live with my
I'm
consequences.
so sick of foot and mouthing it. I've been doing it way too much recently. I feel like I've even foot and mouthed it, spontaneously decided to get this tattoo. I've never been tattooed for longer than an hour and a half. How am I going to go for 6 hours?
You're not. You don't do pain well. Watch.
Yes, I do.
If I just stab
No. I might be able to. Surely
I might be able to.
Surely lower back won't hurt that much.
Oh, that's fine.
It's not. I'll just take a Valium before it'll be fine.
Well, just make it a bit smaller, and it'll only be 5 hours.
Why
No, don't
not?
know. You don't want it to wrap around here because it's going to look weird from the front.
Yeah, I know.
You really want it to finish. You really don't want to wrap around. It's going to look so weird from the front, wearing a bikini or that.
Yeah.
It's going to look a little bit like somebody else's tattoo. And if you only see part of it, it's really weird.
Yeah. Okay.
But just pull it in,
All right.
and it'll bring it down to 4 hours.
Okay. All right. Cool.
That make sense?
Yes, it does.
And would you decide on squiggly lines or bat?
I think squiggly lines.
Yeah, the bat. I wasn't a fan.
I feel like the bat's going to date. I've already emailed
The
him.
bat already dated.
Okay. I've done squiggly
No,
lines.
the bat's dated. And yeah, I really think that needs to sit there, not like, so it's perfect. Not if it's wrapping around, you can't see it anyway.
Sorry for everyone. We do have the drawing of it, but I can't really show you guys. No, I could probably put a link in the I could put a link in the description.
You could put a link in the description. What happens if you change your mind? What happens if the plane comes in late and you don't get it?
Oh, stop saying it. You're going to jinx it.
I'm not jinxing it. It's like there's a 50% chance.
No, there isn't.
Have a look on Qantas site. There's a 50% chance planes are late.
Don't say this.
No,
I've already paid my deposit.
Well, push it forward another hour and get a smaller tattoo. Okay. See it fixed.
What if I just email him and warn him, like, I'm catching a flight?
I would definitely do that.
Yeah, I'll warn him. Okay, that's cool.
But I'd also
Problem
say,
solved.
hey, I don't want it to wrap around my ribs.
Cool.
Because I think it would look weird.
Yeah, yeah. I'll leave a link so you guys
Yeah.
can see it. I
I preferred your little fairy tramp stamp now. So no.
Rude. You know what I can't wait for all the people in the comment. I don't like tattoos.
Well,
I don't care.
You
if
just
people-
turn around and say, well, I don't like clean skins. That's like the cheapest wine you can buy.
I really don't understand people that feel the need to comment that they don't like tattoos. Like, that's cool. Like, we don't get tattoos for everyone else.
But I don't get the whole, here we are, we're back on comments again. We always end up on food comments or movies. I don't get the idea of, I don't like your dress, I don't like your shoes.
Yeah.
It's not, I didn't put it on for you.
I know. That's what I mean about... But
And can you send me a picture of what you look like at the moment so I can comment on you? And show me your house and your car. Oh, I don't like your car. Who drives that car?
well, it's like even yesterday when I told Mum I was getting it, and she's like, oh, that beautiful skin. And I'm like, it's just skin, Mum. She'd be, you've got beautiful skin. And I'm like, it's just skin. Like, so what? And I was like, and I want this. It's my body. And she's like, I know, you're nearly 30. It's fine. She doesn't care, but that's all
But
she
that beautiful
says.
skin.
And I'm like, what a weird comment, Mum. Well, that's not even online. That's to my face, but that's my mother. I love her. She just makes
So
me.
you say.
I do. It's just a weird comment to make. It's just skin.
Oh, I've got to look after your mum's dog, don't I?
Yes, I'm so excited to get to see Mum's little dog.
I'm going to work out how to get food poisoning the day before we send it back. So it poos all over the house like she did. I was in the home like 2 seconds and it pooed.
Sorry.
What's his name?
Lulu.
Lulu Pood.
Lulu Poo Poo. Poo Poo. Oh, she's very sweet though.
She's very sweet.
So that's exciting. I get to see Mum's little dog all the time for like 10 days. Mum said she'll be back before we go to Bali.
Well, she needs to be.
I know.
Otherwise, you're going to have Len looking after, and that could be a worry.
Why?
Well, it's going to have our 2 dogs, and he's going to most likely have his 2 dogs up here, and then Lulu.
It'll be a happy family.
Happy family.
I need to find someone to look after my cats.
Haven't you done that yet?
Oh, I think we're going to get Jared's brother too.
What, drive all the way over from...
No, I'll house sit.
Oh, the house it.
Because he works out near us,
Oh, right.
so it's easy for him.
Oh, your plant's going to die for good.
No, they won't. I'll water them before we
If
leave.
Jared can't look after him, the
I
brother will
would
never
not
look
trust
after
Jake to look after them. I would water them before we leave.
We're only in Fiji for 5 days.
I don't think I watered them before I left.
Right, this is where I was going to go, because in winter in Australia, they only need to be watered once a week. That's 7 days.
Okay,
So here you are having a go at poor Jared,
Well, because they
who
get...
has just been firm with the neighbour, and you're having a go at him for killing all your plants that you didn't water before you went away.
Because they weren't ready to be watered, and then they started to look like they needed a drink while I was away, and I just assumed that he's like me and looks at them and sees, oh,
Sorry,
that
whose
needs a
plants are they?
Ours.
End of story. Ours, is it?
Well, he's got his plants, and if I see
His
that,
plant is a Lego bonsai.
no, he's got a
A Lego bonsai. I saw his other bonsai. It's very, very petrified.
no, he's got
It's the first white bonsai I've ever seen. It's just all white.
he's got another bonsai outside, and he's got a coleus inside, and he's got a begonia.
Oh, you can't kill a begonia.
Yeah,
It's impossible.
I had
You
one
can
that died,
feed
and
it-
it just came back.
You can't. Yeah, you can't. You can feed it Roundup or glyphosate. Don't. Glyphosate's very bad.
Anyways,
I've been reading a thing about glyphosate. Shouldn't eat veggies.
Okay.
Yep, just eat meat. There's no glyphosate in meat.
No, I'm not doing carnivore diet. It sounds disgusting.
No, not carnivore. Just eat meat.
I do eat meat.
Good. You're safe from glyphosate.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Back on your subject of Jared
Plants.
killing your plants
he
that
didn't
you
kill
didn't
them.
water before you went away.
No, because I thought he would have looked at them and be like, oh, that needs a drink, and then given it some water, and clearly he did not.
So
But
do you walk into his office and go, oh, that needs a dust, and give it a dust?
Yes,
You sure?
yes,
Positive?
yes. I will tidy up in there. Certain things. I'll tidy
I'm
up
not believing.
I tidy up certain things in the office.
So if you saw Jared's hoodie covered in cat fur, you would clean it off?
I give him a little brush down before
You
he
give
leaves.
him a brush down.
What? Well, he'll start, then I'm like, come here, and I'll do it for him.
He doesn't repay the same thing, does he? No. Beck turns up with a cat hair jacket. And then with the little, the foam thing on our microphone came back from the house covered. Well, maybe you did it because you heard about the dead cat you put on microphones. So you decided to just put cat hair on it instead to try and cut down the wind from Bali. Is that not Bali, is that your thing for Fiji? Because the sound was so windy, you want to put cat hair on it.
I need to get a brush, like a good brush for Sissa. I think maybe if I brush her, it might help.
Oh, duh.
She's also got a lot of mats around her bottom.
Like, duh.
Oh, okay, I'll get a brush.
That'll help like tenfold.
All right, I'll get a brush. I'll start brushing my cat.
She most likely bite you though.
No, she doesn't bite. She just complains.
Sounds like something else I know. Sounds very much like something else I know.
She's
Complains.
such a sook. Like Gandalf will come and like sit next to her, and she's like, meh. I'm like, he's not
Meh.
even touching you.
He's not.
He's not.
Never.
Did you not set our timer?
No, I didn't.
Oh, that was good, wasn't it?
I thought I did. All I did was turn off Do Not
We've been
Disturb.
talking for over an hour.
Have we?
Yeah.
Ear.
That's all right. Some people said they like these.
Someone said, why do we finish at 59 minutes. I said, well, we don't. We set our thing at 55
And then we
minutes,
just
and then we just go, can't stop. And if we didn't have a timer, we would never stop.
Having too much fun. Yeah, no, we wouldn't. We would just talk forever and ever. We can talk a lot of crapola.
Crapola.
Anyways,
See you
have a
next
good
Friday.
weekend, guys. See you next Friday.